Well, I got a divorce and went into therapy.
Everything.
Let's just end everything and then start new.
Yeah.
The brief romance between Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt, their highly publicized breakup, and the subsequent media frenzy have all been the subject of much speculation for a long time now. Now 55 years old, Jennifer Aniston has spoken out about Brad Pitt, the tragic truth that caused their relationship to end, and has broken her silence. There was no problem with infidelity. This has nothing to do with career goals. No one ever talked about the struggle that millions of women endured. That is obviously not all. Keep reading until the very end to find out how this revelation can unexpectedly bring Brad and Jennifer back together. But first, let's start with everything that has happened so far before we come to Jennifer's bombshell disclosure. Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt's story, which has since become one of the most famous couples in Hollywood, started off not so remarkable. In 1994, they happened to cross paths with each other's managers, who were already acquaintances. There was no romantic interest between them at that moment. Both of them thought the other was a perfectly ordinary, nice person. When Brad ended his engagement with Gwyneth Paltrow and Jennifer ended hers with Tate Donovan, respectively, 4 years later, the idea of dating each other emerged. Jennifer started seeing Tate Donovan after each of these things happened. Their mutual friends and managers set up Jennifer and Brad for a date, and they were all on board with the plan. It was a momentous occasion as they ventured out for the very first time. Their connection was immediate, and there was undeniable electricity between them. Red carpeting at the 51st Primetime Emmy Awards in 1999. The two confirmed the romance rumors that had been going around, making their first public appearance as a couple. Jennifer wore a dazzling sequined dress, and Brad sported his sleek shades. Together, they exuded an air of sophisticated Hollywood. As a result, their premiere became an event that both fans and media would talk about long after it had happened. After the fact, Jennifer reflected on the night and told Diane Sawyer in an interview from 2004 that the date had been easygoing and fun. What would later be hailed as a famous alliance got off to a good start. But Brad Pitt isn't the first love interest in Jennifer's history. There had been many love chapters in her life before she met him, and each one had its own story. She began her first serious relationship in 1990 with her co-star Charlie Schlatter on the NBC comedy Ferris Bueller, which was adapted from the classic film Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Although they only dated for a brief time, it marked the beginning of her career and personal involvement with Hollywood. Prior to her relationship with Brad, she was in a long-term relationship with actor Daniel McDonald. From 1990 until 1995, Jennifer was romantically involved with Daniel. She later called him her first love during their relationship. In a 2015 interview with the New York Times, she spoke fondly about their 5-year relationship, even if it ended before they both achieved their major professional goals. 2015 was the year of the interview. Jennifer opened up about her grief over McDonald's untimely death from brain cancer in 2007, suggesting that their breakup was the result of her own youthful mistakes. Adam Duritz, lead singer of the band Counting Crows, had a brief romance with Jennifer after her breakup with McDonald. They initially crossed paths at the legendary Hollywood nightclub known as the Viper Room. Curiously, their relationship started because of some shady matchmaking between friends who knew each other. In a 2021 interview, Duritz revealed that his friends had hidden the fact that Jennifer had feelings for him from him and him from Jennifer. Among these buddies was Jennifer. In light of his subsequent contemplation, Duritz came clean about his initial ignorance regarding Jennifer Aniston's identity. Despite the brief duration of their relationship, he spoke highly of her, praising her beauty, intelligence, and kindness. Tate Donovan was Jennifer's most recent and substantial relationship before she met Brad Pitt. Relationship development was rapid because of the strong bond they shared from the start. In contrast, her relationship with Tate was not exactly hidden from public view, just like Jennifer's affair with Brad afterward. They tried to keep things under wraps, but the media couldn't stop wondering how their relationship was doing. Jennifer exhibited her characteristic extreme caution by not going public with the details when she and Tate eventually parted ways. All eyes were on Jennifer Aniston and Brad Pitt's romance, which swept Hollywood and the globe. They had one of the most high-profile romances of the aughts and aughts. A turning point in their relationship came on November 29, 1999, when they spent a lot of time together at a Sting concert. During the performance, they unexpectedly made an appearance to showcase Jennifer's engagement ring, which caught the audience off guard. It was the work of renowned Italian jewelry designer Silvia Damiani that the stunning diamond and platinum piece was born. Brad reportedly shelled over $500,000 for the custom-made ring. A tangle of diamonds adorned the band's intricate circular design. The most notable celebrity wedding of the year was finally upon us in the summer of 2000. And by then, everyone was becoming very excited. On a cliff in Malibu, overlooking the Pacific Ocean, Brad and Jennifer exchanged vows in front of 200 guests. It was Brad's dream that the ceremony and reception would be held in a garden with a Zen vibe. He ordered an astounding 50,000 flowers, including roses, wisteria, tulips, and lotus flowers, to make his dream a reality. As a result, a fragrant and colorful ethereal ambiance was created. Lawrence Steele created Jennifer's breathtaking low-back wedding gown with glass beads. She embodied the ideal of a flawless bride during the entire ceremony. The reception was just as ornate as the wedding itself. While guests had lobster and champagne, a gospel choir of 40 people performed. Melissa Etheridge performed a personalized serenade for the happy couple. A breathtaking 13-minute fireworks display illuminated the night sky above the ocean and marked the end of the event. The newlyweds spent almost $1 million on the ceremony alone, which was a lot of money for that era. Jennifer and Brad made their red carpet debut in September of 2000, just 1 year after their first appearance together. They were celebrating their union at the Emmy Awards. The newlyweds quickly rose to the status of Hollywood's most renowned pair, radiating an aura of love and glamour. Jennifer and Brad's careers have been intertwined since Brad made an appearance on Jennifer's hit sitcom Friends in 2001. The episode, titled The One with the Rumor, aired on November 26, 2001. It was a clever turn of circumstances because Brad's character strongly disliked Jennifer's character, Rachel Green. Their chemistry was clear off-screen, though, and Aniston later named Brad as one of her favorite film guest stars. She gushed about how great Mr. Pitt was. In 2003, during an interview for the cover of W magazine, an interviewer asked Jennifer if Brad was the love of her life. As an explanation, she continued by saying that their bond was extraordinary, particularly in the crazy and unpredictable entertainment industry. Their bond was unique. She continued. The couple's many red carpet outings kept them in the public eye, especially during Jennifer's first Golden Globe Award nomination in 2002. Not only did they have an indelible bond, but the fact that they matched costumes added an extra special touch to a point in their love story. Due to their shared passion for the film industry, the two of them, together with producer Brad Gray, founded Plan B Entertainment in 2002. We started this little company underground. Didn't really talk about it because we didn't want to be accused of being actors who have vanity deals where you don't do anything. Jennifer explained this to The Guardian in 2004, marking the beginning of the effort, which was first kept under wraps. Regardless, the company gained momentum quickly and started filming 17 features by 2004. Its early successes were Brad's appearance in Troy, 2004, and Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, 2005. In 2004, both of these movies came out. In an interview with The Guardian, Jennifer Aniston highlighted her own aspirations as her time on Friends drew to a close. At the time, she was eagerly anticipating motherhood and had been married to Brad Pitt for nearly 4 years. Jennifer stressed in her remarks that the time had arrived. I think you can handle working with a newborn. By the way, in my opinion, working while pregnant is certainly doable. In my opinion, you can accomplish everything you set your mind to. I am, therefore, eagerly anticipating a period of relative calm. In addition, rumors of Brad Pitt's alleged affair with Mr. and Mrs. Smith co-star Angelina Jolie began to spread in May 2004. Jennifer chose to ignore the speculation and believe her husband when he claimed innocence. Even though it sparked a media frenzy, she spoke highly of their relationship, declaring, "At this point, I wouldn't be surprised by anything. However, I would much rather choose to believe him." After 7 years together, Brad and Jennifer announced their separation on January 24, 2005. barely a few months after being married for more than 5 years. Not long after photos of the pair celebrating New Year's Eve in Anguilla surfaced, word got out. After 7 years of marriage, we have decided to formally separate and divorce. Their joint statement to People magazine reads as follows. We feel the need to clarify for everyone curious about these matters that our split is not the result of the speculation that has been reported in tabloid magazines. An enormous amount of time and thought went into making the final decision. We maintain our devotion and compassion for one another as friends, and we hold one another in high esteem and love. To start, we kindly ask that you maintain an attitude of kindness and politeness over the next few months. Friends and acquaintances of the couple revealed after a while that Brad had been contemplating his needs and wants as a single man, during which he had been trying to figure out what he wanted out of life. He reassured Jennifer that the presence of another woman was not the reason for their breakup. Photographs surfaced in April 2005 showing Brad acting like a dad to Maddox, Angelina Jolie's adopted child, when the couple was on holiday in Africa. This began to undermine Jennifer's self-confidence. Pictures of Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Maddox, and Jennifer claiming irreconcilable differences in their divorce filing surfaced in paparazzi photos taken in Kenya a month later. In May of 2005, these pictures first appeared. The photos were quickly picked up by the media, who used them to prove that Brad and Angelina had a romantic relationship from the start. By the end of 2005, the media had taken to calling the couple Brangelina to describe how their relationship had progressed. In multiple instances, the pair were seen together. Angry, grieving, and confused feelings were some of Jennifer's that she admittedly experienced during this time. Thinking back, she recalled the emotional upheaval she had been through at the time. I would be an emotional automaton if I claimed I never felt anger, hurt, or humiliation. What happened is completely beyond my comprehension. There are many things that I am unaware of and cannot understand. To be completely honest, I doubt I will ever meet all of them. Even though she was deeply saddened, Jennifer tried to find meaning in her ordeal by telling the media, I have to think there is some reason I have called this into my life, because otherwise, she continued, it would be cruel, and she had no other option but to think that way. 2 months following their separation, Jennifer formally petitioned for a divorce in Los Angeles Superior Court. Following her adoption of Pitt's surname during their marriage, she requested to revert to her maiden name, Aniston, and cited irreconcilable differences in her court statement. Amidst all the hype, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie have both insisted that they had no romantic involvement when Brad was married to Jennifer. When Jolie told the press that she was expecting Brad's child on January 11, 2006, she made the first public revelation of her connection with Brad. Jolie opened up about the evolution of her relationship with Brad during the filming of Mr. and Mrs. Smith in an interview she gave to Vogue towards the end of that year. While describing how their friendship had initially blossomed from their collaborative work, she exclaimed, I can't wait to get to work. Jolie went on to describe in detail how their friendship evolved over the years. We simply took tremendous pleasure in working together and showed a high level of sincere cooperation while accomplishing our tasks. We just began behaving more in a couple-like manner. Towards the conclusion of the filming, I think we realized that it might have more meaning than we had initially believed. Furthermore, they were both cognizant of the fact that the gravity of the situation necessitated extensive investigation. Brad Pitt did not address his divorce from Jennifer until September 2005, even though he began to flaunt his connection with actress Angelina Jolie almost immediately after announcing the breakup. She asked Vanity Fair, Am I lonely? Back then, yes, I agree. Is my mood irritated? Yes, I agree. Is there some confusion on my part? Yes, I agree. Does it count as a self-pity if I throw a little party for myself every now and then? Yeah, that's right. That being said, I am also performing admirably. A relationship is a partnership between two people. It falls on each and every one of us. Establishing and maintaining healthy relationships are not easy tasks, and neither is ending one. Beyond that, she said that your share of the problem is a meager 2%, regardless of how much blame the opposing party has. We will be concentrating mostly on that. You are the sole person capable of cleaning up on your side of the street. The interviewer brought up Brad's recent appearance in a 60-page image spread for Angelina Jolie in W magazine, and Jennifer said, "Is it odd timing?" In response, "It's true. But this isn't my existence. It is entirely up to him to decide. He has the ability to do it. So be it. Our divorce is finalized. Given what you've seen, why is it? Beyond that, I think it's safe to say that Brad is clueless as to why it would startle people so much. Brad," she says again, "is not a bad guy. He would never knowingly try to shove anything in my face." Looking back, I can see that he was thinking, "Oh, I can see that that was inconsiderate. But Brad is someone I'm comfortable with. I would be surprised if Brad said that is art." The device does not have a sensitivity chip. After finalizing their divorce on October 2, 2005, Brad continued his relationship with Angelina. She addressed the deluge of stories detailing Pitt's developing romance with Jolie and her desire for the public to stop dwelling on their relationship and move on with their lives. Aniston opened up about a lot of things in her interview with Vanity Fair. According to what Aniston said, there are numerous stages of grief. I'm sorry. Something is reaching its conclusion. Like a fracture in the wall, it opens you up. Your sense of touch, smell, and taste opens up further. Making an effort to escape the agony will only make it worse. I am living the human experience of being an individual in the eyes of the world. I would like it if it weren't visible to everyone. When things get tough, I try really hard to keep going. She voiced her dismay at photos of Jolie and Pitt, who had previously rejected rumors of a romance, enjoying a Kenyan vacation together after they had gone public. Although she felt she couldn't answer the question, she did say it was a highlight of her year. It seems like fun, but what sort of person could handle that and say, "Isn't that adorable?" Yet, events do take place. You joke and say that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. She pointed out, as the saying goes, nothing can kill you. Everyone should just get over it and go on. Having this relationship does not make me who I am. No matter what part the media assigns me in the triangle, it does not define who I am. It is completely annoying me. In an interview with V magazine, the actor who plays Jesse James revealed that he and Jennifer Aniston were still quite close despite their public split 2 years ago. Despite all, he claims that Jen and I still share a great deal of life and a deep bond that has not faded away. "I don't know how I could have handled it better," he stated, referring to the termination of their relationship. "When it came down to matters of the heart, I ultimately felt that nobody should care about this. Throughout that period, the principle that life must be lived to the fullest, since you can never tell how much time you have left, served as my compass." Brad made some troubling remarks regarding his prior marriage to Jennifer in 2011, 6 years after the pair had ended their romance. "Throughout the 90s, I made it a point to keep a low profile and stay away from the limelight. The routine of hiding away on a couch while puffing on a joint started to bore me. It was becoming tedious for me to do that. It started to look like a terrible situation. My determination to find a film about an interesting life became crystal clear, even though I was not leading an exciting life at the time. I think my marital status with actress Jennifer Aniston played a role in making things worse, trying to put a positive spin on an unhappy marriage. The Moneyball actor's admirers interpreted the statement as meaning that he found his life with Aniston dull. It grieves me that this was interpreted this way. Unfortunately, fans misunderstood his remark, so he later apologized. "Jen is a wonderful woman who has been and will be my friend. Kind, loving, and hilarious. That is the lady she is. Because of its significance, I give this link a lot of weight." I wasn't implying that Jen was uninteresting. Rather, I was pointing out that I was starting to lose interest in myself, and I'm taking responsibility for it. Brad was moving on with Angelina at the same time as Aniston was starting a string of relationships that included Vince Vaughn. While filming The Breakup in Chicago in the summer of 2005, everything started to unravel. Regardless, by December of 2006, Aniston and Vaughn had already decided to break up. After reflecting on the brief time they spent together with contentment in 2008, Aniston finally spoke about the split. According to her interview with Vogue, she calls Vince her defibrillator. "For all intents and purposes, he revived me. When I took my first breath, I laughed out loud. I absolutely loved it. Yes, I love him. Imagine a bull that ends up in a china shop. That's him. His company was delightful, and we enjoyed ourselves much." On top of that, I require one. It had succeeded, to some extent. Before she met Justin Theroux, she had an ephemeral romance with John Mayer. The two of them moved in together in August 2011. He proposed to her on August 10, 2012, with a ring that cost $500,000, and they were officially engaged immediately after. After Brad and Jolie had raised 6 children together, they eventually tied the knot and became husband and wife on August 23, 2014. The happy couple were joined by 22 members of their family, including Maddox, Pax, Zahara, Shiloh, Vivian, and Knox, during a private wedding ceremony that took place at their French chateau. More than a year later, on August 5, 2015, Justin and Jennifer were married in a small ceremony that took place in their Bel Air, California, home. They made themselves known to Theroux's loved ones by pretending to be attending his 43rd birthday party. The actor insisted that telling others about the wedding was an exciting part of planning it, even if we had to keep it hidden. After only 2 years of marriage, Angelina Jolie filed for divorce from Brad Pitt, citing irreconcilable differences of opinion. The two had already been dating for quite some time when this happened. After they separated and eventually formalized their divorce on September 19, 2016, a contentious custody battle involving their 6 children quickly ensued. After a lengthy court struggle that lasted over 4.5 years, Pitt was granted split custody of the child in May of 2021, after Jolie had initially been granted full custody. Not shortly after Pitt's divorce suit was filed, rumors began circulating that he had tried to get in touch with Jennifer Aniston, his ex-wife. Rumor has it that on Jennifer Aniston's 48th birthday in 2017, when she was married to Justin Theroux, Brad sent her a text message. In the message, he conveyed his best wishes and shared with her the difficulties he was going through due to his breakup with Angelina Jolie. The media and fans are wondering about the link between Brad and Jen, because they have reportedly been texting each other about their past relationship. The last public appearance of Jennifer Aniston and Justin Theroux as a married couple was in July of 2017 during a ceremony officiated by Jason Bateman on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The couple had been married since 2015. Both parties announced the split in February 2018 after a marriage that lasted 5 years. This sparked further curiosity about Aniston's history with Pitt, especially as reports surfaced that she had kept secret love letters from him during their marriage. Supposedly, Theroux discovered these notes 2 years prior, and some think that this revelation would have contributed to their eventual split. Now that Pitt and Aniston were both single again, rumors about a possible romance between the two began to circulate. The anticipation for Jennifer's 50th birthday party at the Sunset Tower Hotel in Los Angeles in February 2019 was already building when Brad arrived. Fans are hoping that he and her may reconcile after his appearance at the event caused a media frenzy. But when a paparazzi photographer asked Brad about it in June 2019, all he could say was, "Oh my God," dispelling the allegations. The speculations that Brad and Jennifer were getting back together gained steam later that year when he was invited to Jennifer's Christmas party. Pitt arrived early and stayed until nearly 11 in the evening, making him one of the last to depart. A source has divulged this information. The two famous people denied any romantic involvement, saying that the allegations were just that, rumors. The year 2020 began with Pitt publicly describing Jennifer as a close friend. But that same year, when they reunited for the Screen Actors Guild Awards, the two did have a moment of suggestive body language on the red carpet, reviving the hopes of their fans. Because of how popular the pair was in the past, photos from that event quickly went viral, leaving the world to speculate if the renowned Hollywood couple would reconcile. Even though many have wanted Brad and Jennifer to fix their love connection, in interviews and public appearances, they both keep bringing up their friendship. A charity table read of the 1982 classic Fast Times at Ridgemont High brought Brad and Jen back together in September 2020. Joining Jennifer and Brad in the picture as Linda and Brad, respectively, were actors Morgan Freeman, Matthew McConaughey, and Julia Roberts. They were having an intimate talk when Jen, who was playing Linda, said, "Hi, Brad. You know how cute I always thought you were?" Jen continued, "Do you believe you're so hot? Could you maybe come to see me?" Another Instagram story that Aniston posted featured her and her puppy playing. However, The center of attention was truly drawn to the man sprawled on the ground in the background. The only visible parts of his body are his chest and part of his hand, but the style and build appear to be very similar. You guessed it. Pitt looks incredibly similar to it, according to the enthusiasts. That being said, it is merely hearsay. Concerning the current state of her relationship with Brad, Jennifer came clean about their overly suggestive table read, which occurred more than a year later. Stern asked Jen if the virtual reunion of the ex-couple made her feel awkward during her interview on the Howard Stern show. "Absolutely not," Jennifer told the host. "The encounter was really delightful. Brad and I are buddies, as you know. We're even in constant communication and consider each other friends." She continued by saying that nobody finds it strange, except for the people who had probably seen it and were hoping it would be strange. And that concludes the matter. Even though they're no longer romantically involved, Brad and Jen are still very much friends. Anecdotal evidence suggests Brad Pitt is struggling with guilt over his handling of Jennifer's divorce. Pitt, according to a source, wishes he had been more thoughtful about how they ended their marriage. Jen even forgave the actor a long time ago when he asked for her forgiveness. I mean, look, divorce isn't something that you go, "Ooh, I can't wait to get divorced." It doesn't feel like a tickle, but I have to tell you, it's so vague at this point. It's so far away in my mind, I can't even remember the darkness. To rephrase, we ended up having a peaceful breakup. This was Aniston's response to Vogue's question about when she had healed from the pain of Brad's heartbreak. Not only is Brad unable to communicate with Jen, but Jen is likewise unable to communicate with Brad due to this person's refusal to allow it. Contrary to what they attempted to portray about Brad, it was not nasty or cruel. That simply did not transpire. The marriage failed in the end. She continued by saying that they had a long phone conversation very soon after they had parted ways, during which they exchanged a lot of information. They have been extremely courteous and friendly to each other ever since. You are putting too much stock in anything if you think it must last forever. This is completely unreasonable. The fact that I completed it gives me faith that you can achieve your goals if you set your mind to it. This is a tale, for it to be the right one. That is just not possible. A week later, Jennifer discussed her thoughts on remarriage with a small group of people. According to her, "I'm interested in finding a fantastic partner and just living an enjoyable life and having fun with each other." Her reply was, "That is the only thing we ought to hope for. It is not necessary to have it officially documented." She went on to say that she was not interested in online dating and would prefer to use more conventional ways of courtship. Having someone ask you out on a date is, in my opinion, the way to go about things. It wasn't until 2022 that the actress realized how much time she had wasted focusing on the false narrative of her romance with Brad. The claims that she had been unfaithful or overly focused on her career surfaced shortly after the couple split up. These allegations surfaced not long after the couple's breakup. Now that she has collected her thoughts, she is ready to voice her opinion. During the photo shoot for Allure magazine, she at last spoke up. The fact that Jennifer was unable to conceive a child for him was revealed to her. Jennifer said that she had a tough time throughout her pregnancy. She mentioned that she was expecting a child. The path of becoming a parent. Speculation that has persisted for an infinite amount of time. The task was really difficult. Then she addressed the allegations that Brad Pitt had cheated on her, stating categorically that they were untrue. Someone could argue that I was only thinking about myself. I was entirely preoccupied with my career. Furthermore, a woman's achievement without procreation is a dreadful thing. My refusal to have a child with my spouse was a contributing factor in his eventual departure and the dissolution of our marriage and subsequent divorce. For a long time, people looked at her funny because she didn't have any kids. She was the target of vicious accusations that she and her ex-boyfriend, Brad, had chosen not to have a family so that she could advance in her career. Conversely, newer interviews brought to light her lifelong dream of motherhood and her many years of in vitro fertilization, IVF, attempts after her divorce. But by 2022, she claimed, the ship had sailed, expressing her dismay at not having received the advice to store her eggs. Jennifer continued by saying that the story's viral success was due to her lack of regret about her past actions. The actress allegedly wants to become a mother so badly that she is starting the adoption process. Concurrently, rumors have circulated that she is rekindling her relationship with Brad. Aside from Jennifer, there are other people making news. Now that Katie Holmes has come out, the public can see how terrible Tom Cruise's relationship with Scientology has been. She revealed this information when she was 45 years old. Are you interested in finding out the unexpected details? You can see things from Katie's point of view and learn things no one else knows about the mole. Events that have unfolded when you click on the video that is currently playing on your screen. Your attendance is really appreciated, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.